see you.
Never.
So what makes you think I'm gonna start now?
I never played my own age. I always played the old men. But yeah, of course I was worried about it. I mean, I worry about everything that I'm not going to be able to do it. But I knew I would probably need to wear prosthetics for this and wigs, and I wear a lot of wigs in this. It was disconcerting that they said to me, well, the good thing is when you get to be 65, we can just use your hair for this, which was really kind of sad. So, for me. But yeah, of course I was worried about it, you know, and I don't know if I pulled it off or not, but it was one of the primary challenges of it, so. Thanks.
Oh, man. For the first time in my life, I am truly, seriously, irretrievably in love.
So am I, Barney. So am I.
Were you ever worried that the Canadians were going to be sort of territorial about a Yank coming in and taking this part?
Yeah, I was worried about it seeming phony that you had an American doing this thing, but I had to let go of that, and I had to sort of not get too involved in the book, actually, because the script is very different from the book, and so I had to concentrate on the script for the most part. I had to kind of put the book aside.
I'm bent over backwards in love with you, Miriam. I'm on the heels over head completely.
Don't be ridiculous. We just met. At your wedding. It's not funny. Barney, get off the
I
train.
cannot believe that this really happens. It really happens. Just like that.
On film, you have played so many levels of inebriated. It's
Yeah.
actually really impressive.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. I'm good at it. Playing drunk is really fun. I mean, it's great. It's always, it's a case-by-case thing, you know. I mean, the guy in Sideways is an alcoholic, and so is this guy, but the tone has got to be different, and the kinds of drunks they are different. And in some ways, some of the drunkenness needs to be funny in this, which is a tricky thing to pull off. I mean, it's uncomfortable. This guy's drunk all the time, really. He's just more drunk at certain times than at other times, but he's drinking constantly, this guy. You know, one of the main things I, at some point, sort of figured out for myself was that the kind of key sometimes to playing drunk is that you're desperately doing everything you can to appear not to be drunk. So you have that tension going all the time of like doing your best to not look like you're hammered. And that's a lot of the fun of it, and a lot of the key to it sometimes.
Can you tell us about your worst audition experience?
America's Most Wanted. This must have been 20 years ago. And I looked like some child molesting bank robber. That's what the guy was. He wasn't just a bank robber, he was also a child molester. And I looked exactly like this guy. They had a picture of the guy, and I was like, why do I even need to audition for this, man? I look exactly like this cat. You should just give me the job right now, man. Oh, I don't know. I had to go into some weird little room with a weird guy who was the director, and he wanted to improv a scene. And he wanted to play my girlfriend, who was a crack addict. And we're sitting in this room with no windows. He's going, so I want you looking out the window. And I'm like, okay, so I go over to the wall, and I'm like, pretending to like look out a curtain to make sure the cops aren't coming. And he's doing all this like, Chuck, come to bed, Chuck. And I'm like, shut up, leave me alone, the cops are coming, where's my pistol, and all this crap. And then he starts doing this crazy thing of, they're coming up the stairs, Chuck, they're coming, Chuck, they're coming. And I'm running around the room screaming, and I don't know. And eventually I actually ran into the wall and smacked into the wall and almost knocked it. It was just embarrassing in general and uncomfortable. That was basically it. I mean, nothing. And I didn't get the part. I was like, but I look like Chuck, the child molesting bank robber. I need a job. So it didn't happen. But that was a long time ago.